Here's something that will surprise you. Real estate wholesaling lets you make money without ever buying a property. You don't need a down payment. You don't need a mortgage. You don't even need thousands of dollars sitting in your bank account. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly how wholesaling works, why it doesn't require capital to start, and the one legal mistake that destroys more new wholesalers than anything else combined. So let's break it all down. No fluff, no hype, just the real mechanics of how this actually works. Real estate wholesaling is surprisingly straightforward once you see the structure underneath it. Here's what happens. A wholesaler finds a motivated seller who needs to sell a property fast. The wholesaler then puts that property under contract at a discounted price, not buying it, just securing the right to sell it to another buyer. That buyer is typically a real estate investor who pays cash and doesn't need financing contingencies. The wholesaler collects a fee for connecting the two parties. Simple in concept, powerful in practice. The reason this model works for people starting with $0 is elegant. Your profit doesn't come from your wallet. It comes from the difference between what you contract a property for and what your end buyer pays. You facilitate the deal. The money flows through you. You're the middleman who earns by solving two problems at once: a seller's urgency and a buyer's desire for inventory. Now let's walk through the actual mechanics step by step. Step one is finding motivated sellers. These are property owners who need to sell quickly, often below market value, because life got complicated. Maybe they're facing foreclosure. Maybe they're going through a divorce. Maybe they inherited a property they never wanted and can't afford the upkeep. They don't want to list with an agent, wait 6 months, and pay commissions. They want to close fast and move on. Your job is to find these people and show them you're the solution. Step two is locking up the deal with a purchase agreement. You're not buying the property. You're securing an assignment right, the ability to sell your position in the contract to someone else. Your earnest money deposit is typically small. It can range from $10 to $500, sometimes even less. Some wholesalers negotiate deposits down to nothing, especially when working with highly motivated sellers who value a quick, clean transaction. Step three is finding your end buyer and closing the deal. You market the property to cash investors, real estate agents, and other buyers who are actively looking for deals. When you find a buyer willing to pay more than your contracted purchase price, you assign them the contract and collect your wholesale fee. That fee can range from $5,000 to $25,000 or more, depending on the property value and the profit margin you've created. And that right there is how you make money in real estate without spending a single dollar of your own. Here's where most beginners stumble. The money isn't in the deal, it's in your marketing. Without a steady flow of deals coming in, you have nothing to wholesale. That's why the wholesalers who succeed treat themselves as marketers first and real estate professionals second. The most common marketing channels for beginners are direct mail and cold calling. Direct mail means sending letters to homeowners in pre-foreclosure, owners with tax liens, or properties that look distressed from the street. It's a volume game. You send hundreds or thousands of letters, and a small percentage of people respond. Cold calling works similarly. You use skip tracing services to find phone numbers for motivated sellers and make direct contact. It takes thick skin, but it works. Driving for dollars is another popular method. You literally drive through neighborhoods looking for vacant properties, overgrown lawns, or obvious signs of neglect. You cross-reference the addresses with public records, find the owner's information, and reach out directly. Some wholesalers build entire businesses this way, one neighborhood at a time. Social media has changed the game for many wholesalers too. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. These platforms have created overnight success stories for wholesalers who know how to attract motivated sellers organically. A wholesaler in Ohio built a list of over 2,000 motivated seller leads in 18 months just by posting consistently on social media and answering comments. He closed 23 deals in his second year and generated over $140,000 in wholesale fees. But here's what separates wholesalers who make consistent money from those who burn out. It's not the strategy, it's the psychology. Successful wholesalers think differently than the average person. They understand that wholesaling is not really a real estate business. It's a marketing and negotiation business that happens to involve real estate. That mindset shift matters because it changes where you focus your energy. Instead of worrying about properties, they obsess over lead flow and deal analysis. Instead of hoping deals fall into their lap, they build systems that generate deals predictably. They also understand the numbers cold. A good wholesaler can look at a property and within minutes calculate repair costs, after repair value, the maximum allowable offer, and a reasonable wholesale fee. They know how to read contracts, how to structure assignment clauses, and how to protect themselves legally in every transaction. That analytical skill is worth more than having capital in this business. You can have $1 million and lose everything if you don't understand the numbers. Conversely, you can start with nothing and build a sustainable income if your math is solid and your marketing is consistent. And the one trait that predicts success more than anything else, they market relentlessly, even when business is good, especially when business is good. The brokers who burn out are the ones who market hard for a month, get one deal, and then go silent for 6 weeks waiting to see if it pays off. The ones who build lasting businesses send mail every single week, make calls every single day, and stay top of mind in their markets year round. Consistency compounds. That's the secret nobody wants to hear because it sounds boring. Now, here's the thing that trips up more new wholesalers than anything else, and most people in this space barely talk about it until it's too late: legal compliance. Wholesaling exists in a gray area in many states, and the rules vary significantly depending on where you operate. Some states treat wholesale assignments as perfectly legal real estate transactions. Others have specific statutes that regulate how you can market and sell properties you don't own. In certain jurisdictions, if you assign a contract and collect a fee without having a real estate license, regulators may consider that acting as an unlicensed broker. Violations can result in fines, cease and desist orders, and even civil liability if buyers feel they were misled. A wholesaler in Atlanta learned this the hard way several years ago. He marketed properties aggressively, collected earnest money deposits from buyers, and assigned contracts successfully for 2 years. Then a deal fell through, and he couldn't return the deposit fast enough. The buyer sued, and during discovery, investigators found he had been operating without proper disclosures. He ended up paying over $20,000 in legal fees and penalties. His business never recovered. The fix is straightforward. Before you send a single letter or make your first cold call, talk to a real estate attorney in your state. Understand the specific laws that apply to your market. Use assignment clauses correctly in your purchase agreements. Never market a property without having it under contract first. Keep your earnest money deposits in a separate escrow account that you never touch personally. And if a deal falls through, return deposits immediately without argument. Your reputation is your business. Protect it from day one. So, here's the truth about wholesaling with no money. The capital requirements are lower than almost any other real estate strategy, but the skill requirements are real. Marketing, negotiation, deal analysis, legal compliance, these aren't optional. They're the foundation. If you're willing to learn them and execute consistently, wholesaling can absolutely be your entry point into real estate without spending a fortune up front. The people who fail treat it like a get rich quick scheme. The people who succeed treat it like a business, because that's exactly what it is. If you found this helpful, hit subscribe and come back next week. I've got something even more specific coming that I think you'll want to see.